Hello and welcome to Newsburst Live in the afternoon, is what I'm going to have to start calling it. Yes, I am live right this moment, a little bit earlier than usual, to discuss some news that we picked up on last night. Thanks as well, heads up, shout out to James Smith for sending me the details of this information that just kind of, I think we'd missed I think it'd been out for a little while. But we hadn't seen it. I don't think I hadn't seen it reported on anywhere. I hadn't really seen any kind of information about it. And that is the latest wave of Super 7 reaction G.I. Joe figures. So that is what we're going to be discussing today. Now, no actual images yet, no official, kind of reveal from Super 7. And the only thing we've got are effectively screenshots of the listings that was sent to me in the first place, and there's some interesting little kind of character inclusions in there that we're going to talk about, and obviously one that kind of relates very closely to myself and the show. Awesome. So we've already got Adam Drake. How you doing? What's fresh, cheese bag? Hello, Jeremy Kimberlin. Hello, Agent Chuckles. Cheese Baggers is a new one. I like that. Dennis Rubin and Cody Davis. Hello, guys. Dennis, we will talk about both those characters you've mentioned right there in a little second. But first, let's switch the visuals up and let's get this professional, right? There we go. Right. So now we're in tiny face mode. Hello, Renegade Biker, and yeah, let's get stuck in. Hello, Tyler as well, Tyler Johnson. Thank you for all the comments, guys. Really appreciate this. It won't be a long one this afternoon. We'll probably try and keep it to around 12 hours. And then it's a possibility we might have another episode for you tonight. I might be going live tonight, depending on what is or is not delivered. I shouldn't have said anything because it probably won't be delivered now, but I was going to do like a live unboxing of something. We'll see how it goes. But that's why I wanted to do this now. And of course, we're talking G.I. Joe reaction from Super 7. Now these, I can't remember I've completely bailed in my head on where we got this information or what the website was. I've completely forgotten who it was. Bear with me 2 seconds. Well, actually, I'll keep doing that in the background while we talk about the rest of this. So yeah, some amazing listings have kind of made their way out, and because of that, we have got some very interesting talking points going on here. So let's get stuck into the first lot. So straight away we get Zamot and Tomax. Now, what's interesting about this one for me is that they haven't done like a 2-pack. I really expected that even the first ever time they do these figures, and they'll do them again. We'll get an exclusive of the two in a double pack. There's no doubt about that. Probably with mirror and all that kind of good stuff and cool packaging and what have you. So that is definitely going to happen. Now, the other thing I would say, Phoebe's really interested. She wants to know what's going on. So basically, they're going to be doing them separately. Now, again, I think it's probably to get the most out of the situation, isn't it? It's to get the most out of the molds, but then also the most money, possibly, I would say. Phoebe's going crazy. But like I said, I think we'll see Zamot and Tomax again as a 2-pack further down the line as an exclusive, etc., etc. Sure Thing Toys, that's where it was. So that's where these listings came from in the first place, by the way. SureThingToys.com. And again, they're just the listings, no images or anything like that. And we're just talking about we're just talking about all the characters, basically. Right. Next up, we get a Snake Eyes and Mutt and Junkyard. So obviously, Mutt and Junkyard, I fully expect, is just going to be a re-release of the I'm a Computer Mutt with Dog. So it's probably just going to be Mutt and Junkyard, like a repainted dog that came with Mutt in the first release. Or they could do a completely brand new mold. I'd be surprised if they did. I think they'd just repaint this one like a black for Junkyard. I think that's probably more likely going to happen. The reason I put that Snake Eyes there, guys, is because I'm running out of ideas on what Snake Eyes they could do, because they've already done and re-released and slightly rejigged the same Snake Eyes over and over again. So we've had that kind of V2 cartoon version, we've had the comic goggles version, we've had lots of different versions of both of those, and now we're kind of getting into like Snake Eyes has been done twice already, once in the pack, once separately. There's a lot of kind of like what could this be? What could this next Snake Eyes be? This one is the next obvious one for me. Massive shout out to Ian Lalonde, by the way, just Ian Customs, whose image this is. I'm sure he won't mind me using it. It's just a beautiful custom that he did in the modern 4-inch kind of style. He did the whole Saturn's band, and it's incredible. So I will say that this Snake Eyes is a high possibility of being one that's going to be done at some point. It probably won't be this Snake Eyes as a single figure. I imagine that's more likely going to be, in like a set, like an SDCC set or some kind of set like that. I would think that, it might be a stretch to say that we're getting the Snake Eyes, but I was running out of ideas on what we could see. It's not going to be glow in the dark. It's not going to be anything. It's going to be a standard issue Snake Eyes figure, but we have no idea if it's going to be like a variation on the goggles, or it could be anything really. They could delve into they could Ninja Force or version 4 or even version 3 with the Pat's favorite with the cross trench knives, spike knuckle trench knives. So anyway, that I just put that up there just because I had no idea what Snake Eyes it would be. We've had Snakeling disguised without his hat, Dennis. We've already had him. We've had that version of Snake Eyes in, I think, the last wave. So because we've already had that one, so I know I'll put your comment up on the screen. Snake Eyes will be in his Snakeling disguised without his hat. Well, we've literally just had that as a single carded figure. So I don't think it will be that again, unless it's like a variation of that, which I don't know how, I don't know why they would do another one of those, honestly. Jordan from Canada, we don't know if they're doing the Boy George Snake Eyes. Like I said, if you hadn't heard me before, if you've just come in a bit later, this is just an image I've put in there because I was running out of Snake Eyes to utilize. So again, this is one that I would love to see. This is not what we're getting. We don't know what we're getting. Just want to be very clear on that one. Super7 Raptor and Crystal Ball, please, says Jeremy Kimberlin. That would be really cool. I think we've got a little while to go before we get those, but I don't think they're too far off, honestly. Okay, so my thoughts here. Obviously, we're just getting Mutt again, but with probably that dog repainted as Junkyard, which is totally cool, and fully expected, I guess. And it says Junkyard and Mutt as well, so we're both definitely getting both by the looks of things. Okay, next up we have Duke version 2. Now that just means Duke version 2 in the reaction line we found out in the past. So it might be very likely not Duke in this Tiger Force gear, but it could be. It's also quite likely that it could be something like Duke as a captive with that thing on his head, that kind of like a prisoner kind of headgear thing that he has to wear. So it could be something like that for Duke. Again, I only put the Tiger Force Duke in as it was a figure I wanted to see. And also they have said that, Tiger Force is not off the table, even though it wasn't like prominent in the cartoon. It was in the comic and it was in animation in commercials. So they've shown time and time again, Super7, that they're up for the deep cuts, and they've done action figure homage as well, albeit for characters that are in those classic kind of get-ups, but it's not off the table, is what I'm saying. And I would love to see a Tiger Force Duke in the Super7 reaction line. However, like I said, I've got a feeling it'll be something more like from the cartoon, where he's got the, it's effectively the same Duke body, where they might have a few different new things, like maybe kind of, I don't know, a different kind of scuffed deco, like he's been, mistreated. And then obviously the kind of headgear thing that kind of keeps him prisoner in in that first miniseries. Okay. No, they're not getting elbow joints. No, these are just images I'm using to, explain my thought process on what character. There are no images for these figures yet, guys. They're just going to be normal standard issue reaction figures. I'm just using these as reference material. Okay. Raven, that is an interesting one. Now it says Raven Cobra patch. Don't know what that means. I'm thinking maybe just Raven from the cartoon, who ends up teaming up with Slipstream in like one of those situations where they have to work together. I think it was in The Enemy of Mine Enemy or something like that. Enemy of Mine Enemy, I think it's called. It's cool episode as well, and a character that I know a lot of people have actually really wanted to see in what's it called, in in any line, not just reaction, but like in the O-ring line, in any line that the G.I. Joe has ever kind of had. I know a few people that have always talked about Raven very longingly wanting that figure in the line. Hello, Matt O'Brien. Yeah, I'm excited to see Tomax and Zamot. I'm actually excited to see them re-release as a 2-pack, honestly. Jim Godfrey says maybe glowy radioactive Snake Eyes or issues. Well, they've done glowy radioactive Snake Eyes now for the Arctic Mission Rescue set, and they've done a glow in the dark Glow Patrol one. I don't know if they would do another one that wouldn't be like a set or an exclusive. Yeah, I think that if you talk, because these are all like single figure, all the same price, etc., etc. So I think it's probably just going to be like a Snake Eyes kind of standard almost, Issue 3 Arctic Snake Eyes with the Weasel Skull necklace is an absolute shout, though, Jim. Absolute shout on that one. Let's just go back to my guess was the Boy George Snake Eyes, and I'm leaning more into your idea there. I think that sounds actually really, really plausible and really possible at this point. So yeah, it's a good shout, Jim. But yeah, in terms of radioactive Snake Eyes, I don't know how many more we get of those we're going to get, but we've had a few so far. What else we got? Oh, I see, Dennis. She took off the Cobra patch at the end of the episode. I see what you mean. So this would be Raven with the patch. I see what you're saying. So that they could do another one later without the patch. I like your thoughts. In fact, I could see them doing like Raven now, like you say, as a Cobra operative, right? And then later on, maybe like a special pack with Slipstream. It'd be great I'd love them to do little VHS box ones. That would be fun, I think. That'd be a really nice way of doing some of the kind of little deep cut character exclusive type things. You look a little VHS set with 2 reaction figures in it inside. They'd probably fit inside a VHS case anyway. And I think that would be a lot of fun, Dennis. And then obviously you could have Raven, but without the patch for that one. That would be dope, wouldn't it? Yeah. Anyway, it's interesting to see what these will actually look like. And yeah, no doubt we will get both versions. Dollar bills, y'all. Kev Jewel 100. I want Raven in classified, mate. You and me and many other people, both. All. Yeah, definitely. Yes, Kev. Tomax and Zamot in classic packaging would be brilliant. I could definitely see them doing that too. Anyway, sorry. I was talking about. I should have them on the screen when I talk about them. But yeah, I would love to see them in that mirror packaging eventually, because obviously, clearly, you can see they're 2 separate figures from the listings. By the way, not the O-ring images that I've used, but you can see that Zamot and Tomax are 2 separate 1999 Wave 5 figures. Okay. Right. So that's Raven and Duke. Really interesting additions there. I'm really interested to see what they do with Duke here. And like I said, I've got a strong feeling it might be that the one that's similar to his already released figure, so that they can just do a different head. I could see them doing that one definitely. But yeah, Raven is a very interesting one, and I can't wait to see what that actually is in terms of this. Now, next up, we have 2. Now, again, ignore the images. They are just for reference, okay? They're just to help me explain and decide over what we could possibly see in these figures. Please do not keep commenting that, oh, Super 7 are doing 2D cartoon images now. No, just image reference, guys. So Wave 5 MP rifle brown. Now, this basically MP rifle brown. The rifle brown just indicates that there's going to be multiple variants, doesn't it? Because we've had this in the past where it's been Cobra soldiers, Cobra troopers, snakelings, whatever you want to call them, and they will then have different skin tones, different accessories. So that is all that is, right? So for Wave 5, the MP, I'm assuming they're going to do something very similar, but not the same as like Law, right? To get in a similar way that they did all of those sailors before we got Shipwreck. I could see them doing loads of like a variant MP kind of team, and then Law is utilized later from that. So that's what I think is happening with that particular one, and that to me screams troop builder, and so does the other one, the Cobra Camo Soldier. And again, laser rifle, V1, and pink is all very, it's telling you about variations basically. In terms of the V1, that's interesting. I don't know what that means, but it'll be interesting to see what these figures look like. When I saw Cobra Camo Soldier, my instant reaction was the Night Watch or the Night Troopers that have been done in O-Ring. They've been done in Modern Era. The Modern Era image is what I went with because he was holding a laser rifle, and I thought, hey, that's kind of cool. Maybe that works very well for my image reference, not 100% what we're actually getting. So these are really interesting, and again, I think it wouldn't be beyond the realms of possibility for those two things to come to fruition. I could see the Cobra, like the almost like the Trooper, being redone, but in like a camo style. Again, it's probably also. I've already shouted you out, James, by the way. You might be late to the episode, but James Smith was the one that sent me these listings, by the way. I just want that to be clear, bud. I know you're saying this is great content and you've got the winky eye, but I just wanted to make sure that you were aware that I did shout you out. Yes, Ian Lalonde, it is your Snake Eyes Pyramid of Darkness. I did shout you out as well before your comment. So if you have just joined, don't worry. I gave you full credit for that wonderful Snake Eyes Saturn's band figure and praised you beyond because you're a brilliant customizer, mate. So yes, just want you to be clear on that. If you came in late, I have 100% credited both you and James for your input on this particular episode. So yeah, so there we are. Again, like I said, the Cobra Camo Soldier thing. There might be something in the cartoons that I'm completely missing. And I have been watching them a lot recently in order to just be kind of like attuned to any kind of new listing that Super 7 do. And typically this one comes up and I'm like, oh, what could that be? That's definitely something I think I've missed. I've definitely missed something in the cartoon. If anyone knows or remembers any kind of Cobra Camo style troops, let me know in the comments and we'll see if we can do some searching and find it out. But like I said, this was the first thing that came to mind, the kind of Night Watch troopers, and that is very likely not going to be anything to do with them. That was just what hit my head, and I couldn't find anything else in terms of like Sunbow or the comic where there were kind of Cobra Camo troops. Of course, we will find out very soon, and then we can, I'll go back over these and be like, I was way off. Anyway, I still think it's a pretty solid idea, though, that we're going to get, like, in a similar way to the shipwreck sailor scenario. I think we're going to get MPs first as like variants, and then that will birth the obvious and later Law and Order figure. Okay. Hello, Grant Mounier. I'm doing good. I hope you're doing well. Very excited about these, says Ian. Hello, Soda Popinski. And awesome. Yes. Brilliant. Oh, and hi, Jerry Breeze. It's Jerry Breezy. I'm butchering it. Jerry. Apologies if you can't hear this and you're having to look at my what's the thing? Or no, I see. You're doing talk to text. I see. When you're typing your comments, don't worry about it. But do you think when do you think we will get the next GI Joe HasLab, Jerry? Let me think on that one. We've still got obviously 2 to deliver, so we're probably not until next year, and I would imagine deep into next year, and even then, no, I could see it being next year because it was so. I mean, both of them actually have been really successful. The His Tank more than the Sky Striker, but the fact that they've had so much success with GI Joe HasLabs means they would probably want one sooner rather than later again. But there's that thing, isn't there, of giving it time to breathe, giving people the opportunity to kind of get on top of this kind of stuff, and then once it kind of gets in hand and delivered, then they can probably go with the next one. But there'll probably be a bit of a hold up until the Sky Striker's done, I would say, Jerry, on that one. But yeah, that's a guess, not based on anything other than just guessing. Ian Lalonde thinks the Retaliation Cobra Ninja Trooper is a possibility. Could be, actually, Ian. Again, like, nothing's really off the table, but I do tend to see Super 7 do tend to kind of stick to, like vintage cartoon comic. They very rarely like wave into anything kind of more modern, but that'd be kind of cool because they do have digital camo, don't they? Yeah, as you say. Oh, cool. Ryan has just got his Night Force Stalker and Tomax and Zamot delivered. Is that a joke, Ryan? Because he's quite dark colouring on the camo. Either way, they're great figures, aren't they? Enjoy those, mate. And all right, okay, so finally, and we've got one more to talk about, and I've left it to last. And you might be wondering, well, where's this one? This is a single figure, and you just talked about the variant, troop builders. Well, there's a reason, and that's because it's red bloomin' laser. Yes. So obviously they say Cobra Commander, red laser. So I think we all know exactly what we're going to expect here. Yes, this is one, or this is kind of like a, what's the word? A direction that I've hoped Super 7 would kind of go in. And lo and behold, it looks like they're going to start doing that in a big way. So this would be, I think, the first Palatoy. Would this be the first Palatoy? I want to say homage in the Super 7 reaction line for Joe. I believe it is, but it's a great opportunity now to again get some repaints out of some of the classic figures they've already done, and then eventually we could start seeing more kind of like characters they have to actually create for the Palatoy homage, like SAS Eagle, for example, or some of the Space Force, or the Q Force, etc., and even Z Force. Well, with Z Force is going to be kind of comfortable because you can utilize Stalker as jammer, Gaucho, Gung Ho. You can Snake Eyes for Stalker, etc., etc. What else have we got? We've got the Cobra Trooper can be. Oh, is it the officer or the trooper? I think it's the officer. Can be Hunter. There's loads of options at that point. So yeah. But anyway, Red Laser, very excited for this one, and I think I would definitely have to pick this one up 100%. Yeah, Sean, this is all reaction, mate. For anyone just joining me, we're just going through the latest kind of revealed Wave 5 listings. I say revealed, leaked listings. Renegade Biker, I will do Buzzer once I'm ready to do it. I'm not in the right mindset at the moment, dude. But also I don't have the full quote at hand, which I will practice. I will get there. My prediction for Snake Eyes will actually be UK Stalker, says James. Nice shout. Again, like if I go back a few. Again, this is kind of like my guess, but also I was running out of Snake Eyes to throw up there. But a UK Stalker, like a Snake Eyes with like the little grey accents on the mask and on the gear, that would be like, I could see them doing that, honestly. But a lot of those, James, a lot of those ones, they tend to kind of like hide in don't reveal them as such. I'm surprised we're getting Red Laser as a a named kind of figure, because they usually keep that really under wraps, and you just get a random repaint in there, like we've seen with um, Secret Service Fun School Snake Eyes in blue, and Red Ninja and Ninja Coup, etc., etc. Anyway, yeah, so really excited that Red Laser is coming to the reaction line, and this is definitely one I'll have to pick up, because it's like, I don't know, it's like I know he was 5 point of articulation, he was a repaint of Cobra Commander, but when they start doing homages then of the 5 POA original Palitoy figures, we can start like actually rejoicing a little bit and going, oh look, updated Action Force figures, like from back in the day. So that's something I would be really excited to see them do, for like Skip, and for, because again, Skip was like 5 point of articulation and those guys. So yeah, it's exciting. It's definitely exciting. And I don't even, I'm even excited though to see the Real American Hero repaints again as well, like like Red Laser, Gaucho, Stalker, etc., etc. So and even Scarlet as Quarrel, that would be a really good one to sneak in there at some point. And they love doing, like they love doing like a diverse range of figures, and another female character in there. Yes, please, and thank you. Right then. Okay, that is everything that we're discussing today. Let me just switch back to my single face and bring this show to a close. There we go. I told you it would be a bit of a quicker one today, just to kind of make sure we covered this particular bit of news. Pat and I will go into a bit more detail with it on the weekly on Saturday. Like I said, depending on delivery scenarios today, I'm hoping to have another little Newsburst live tonight. But if that falls through for for the obvious reasons of not being delivered on time, then we'll probably hold that one till tomorrow and bust out tomorrow evening. Anyway, hope you have a lovely rest of your Tuesday, guys, and a lovely rest of your week. If I don't see you until Saturday, I doubt it though. Oh, thank you, James. James is also sending me something. You're going to get another shout out on the weekly when that comes in, by the way, bud. So if that does arrive today, brilliant. I will. Yeah, thank you so much. You're an absolute star. Thank you very much. Okay. Oh, thank you, Ryan. I'm putting that one up there because obviously I love it when you pander when you pander to me. Boyle and Pop would love a Glenda. Glenda would be a good one, actually. They could. I'm surprised we haven't seen a lot of Scarlet repaints so far, considering Glenda, Quarrel, to name two more. But yeah, I think that would be brilliant and has to happen at some point. I think Boyle and Pop, definitely. Captain K. Like I said, it will either be tonight if it comes in when I get back. If it isn't tonight, then I'll carry it over for tomorrow evening, probably around 6:30, around that time, Eastern. Unfortunately, it's very difficult to lock in times during the day or even in the evening. So I just say that, and hopefully you can. Sorry, I just got someone say amazing. I love whoever that is in the comments who is I can't even show them because it's like a naked HD scenario, but they're fully pandering, so it's good. Full Force indeed, best adult dating site. And smash that like button. Absolutely hilarious. One more question from Jordan. Who was that blue fish lady that had a romance with one of the Joes? She would be cool. Mara, right? With Shipwreck. Is that right? I think so. Anyway, amazing. Have a great rest of the day. If I see you tonight, I'll see you tonight. If I don't, I'll see you tomorrow night. Or if I'll see you whenever I get that delivery of whatever I'm getting to do a thingy. Anyway, have a great day, guys, and I will see you very soon, if not super soon. After 3, you know what to do. 1, 2, 3. Full force. Laters.
That's it for this instalment of the Full Force News Burst. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. See you next time, and as always, Full Force. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos, and as always you can keep up with the show after listening by following on Twitter @TheFullForce, liking the Facebook page facebook.com/TheFullForce, and if you would like to contact the show you can message us on either of those platforms with feedback and questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/TheFullForce podcast, or click on the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.